what is the learning here? What am I learning? Like, my dad had a massive catastrophic brain injury 4.5 years ago. I'd not spoke to him 6 years before. So for 6 years, would have been nothing. And then he's had this catastrophic brain injury. And then me and my sister all of a sudden become carers for my dad. And all the way through that, you know, I could have led with bitterness in that situation, with that curveball, that huge life altering, like someone had done an etch-a-sketch with my entire perception of the world. Because in my mind, that was it. I knew that I was going to get the phone call one day to say he'd had a heart attack or he'd fallen or something had gone on. And I always assumed that I would not act in that situation, that I would just allow that relationship to pass. However, what I did in that position was, what am I learning here? Right. I'm being taught in this moment how to forgive. How am I going to forgive myself, and how am I going to forgive him in this scenario? Because there is now no outcome for retribution or justice. It can't be served to him because he now has a brain injury. So there's no outcome. There's no way that I can speak to this other human being and resolve anything that has ever happened to and for me and with him. But I get to choose to treat him like the human being that he is and care for him and do the right thing, which is one of my intrinsic values, is always to do the right thing, to act with integrity at all times. So how do I do this? How do I reconcile myself with this? And Wayne Dwyer says this beautifully, is that it's okay to seek justice, but in the event that you can't seek justice, you need to season it with mercy. And I was like, right, well, I can't seek justice from this guy. In fact, has he been served it? Well, yeah, because now he lives in a home, and for all of the terrible things that he may have done in his life, he's kind of got what was coming. And not that I wish it on him at all. And like I say, I care for him now, and you know, we have to be close now. But the learning in that situation was forgiveness. How do I genuinely forgive this guy? Because I'm not going to get an apology here. So understanding at every given point, whatever curveball comes your way, what are you learning? I think it has been a real savior for me. Really has been a savior for me.
How did you forgive him, of interest?
I released him of so in terms of forgiveness, I realized it wasn't my place to seek retribution from him, because there was none to be gained. So I had to let it go. Where else was I going to take it? I was going to hold it up. I was going to be drinking a poison and expecting the other person to die off of the drinking of that poison. And that's all you're doing when you're holding hate in your heart. And I don't mean to kind of get too deep, but when you're holding that degree of hate in your heart, or upset or anger or pain, and it is aimed at somebody else, they aren't feeling that pain. You're feeling that pain. So actually that anger, that pain, that need for retribution is a damage that you are doing to your own heart and your own time that you're on this earth for. So in allowing yourself to relinquish that, what you're actually doing is you're freeing yourself up for other love to come in. And that, I think that was the how. And it was difficult. That isn't an easy thing to do. It's become easier. Forgiving has become easier the more I am aligned with what it is that I'm doing in the path that I'm on. And I realized that actually people behave in a way. I don't believe that people intrinsically behave with malintent. I believe that people behave in the way that they do with the information they have at the time. And my dad, being the sponge that he was with his parents, with their stories, did what he did with the information that he had at the time. He had no other stories to tell himself. He had no other way of communicating. And it's in that understanding of him that I was able to let him go. Some of the things that he did in his life were very, very wrong. But he didn't do it with malintent. He did it out of pain and hurt, and forgiving him is more of a release of him than it is for justice has been served.
Yes, because a lot of people